It's your boy T-Bear here in the reaction. Today's Music Monday. About to do another episode of So What's Up? Salute to Floppy Disk with DJ Premier. And it's about to be another one of my favorite songs from his group Gang Starr with the late great Guru. This is Take It Personal. Sometimes I debate which one is my favorite one between that and Master Pill. It's like sometimes Master Pill put up top, sometimes Take It Personal up top. It's one of the ones you don't know which one you pick as your top Gang Starr song. This is that's how it is for me. So without further ado, I can't wait to hear the story about Take It Personal. This is my shit right here. A while back, I made a mashup with Take It Personal with Henny Aoki. It's probably lost in the shuffle now. This is why I did it off a DJ and everything, but it's probably lost in the shuffle. Hopefully I can find it. If not, then oh well. Anyway, let's get it.
What's up, y'all? I'm DJ Premier, and I present to you So What's Up?
Okay, computer. Run it back.
So what's up?
I'm going to take you back to 1992. Our second album on a major label, because we started out independent. Wild Pitch Records. Shout to Stu Fine, who signed us independently. He actually signed Gang Starr before me, before I joined the group. Our first major was Step in the Arena in 1991. But we felt like Step in the Arena was more of our debut album collectively, because our first album, No More Mr. Nice Guy, I was still learning how to just do production and make beats, so I wasn't really on the level that I am now. So we shared production. It was me, Guru, and our engineer Shlomo Sonnenfeld, who had a studio called Such a Sound. That's where we used to do all of our stuff in Brooklyn at the time, and that's when I met King of Chill, who's a legendary producer of MC Light, The Audio 2, The Alliance. He was also part of that group. And, Positive K, Mishy Me, MC Peaches, and on and on and on. Daily Operation, we felt like this is our sophomore album, and when you make a debut, just like any artist that goes platinum or blows up with their first, release, even though it's our third release, to us, we felt like it was our sophomore album, and people always expected, can you do it again? We went really, really deep on this album, and plus, it was the first time that we moved to D&D Studios. Shout to Lord Finesse for booking the session. Shout to Showbiz for having me come down to lay scratches on the remix that he did for Return of the Funky Man. Nice. And that's how I ended up at D&D Studios, which became our only spot to work at from that point in my career for almost the next 27 years. Wow. Shout to Dave and Doug, who are D&D. First, before I do anything, the name of the song. The name of the song is Take It Personal. Now, let me explain two things to this. The equipment and the song. The equipment I was using at that time was the SP1200. There is an SP12 which did not have a floppy disk available. The SP1200 did. Now, at that time, that's what I was using. I wasn't on an MPC 60 yet. That's how I met Eddie Sancho, who was my engineer for over 27 years. He was the one that did the session for Lord Finesse. That's what led me to moving on to a different piece of equipment, which I'll explain later. But first, since I was on the SP1200, I got to shout out an engineer who actually recently just passed away. His name is Lyle Leet. Lyle worked with De La Soul, Queen Latifah, the Jungle Brothers, Ultramagnetic MCs at a studio called Calliope. So many people worked at this studio, and I ended up doing Step in the Arena at Calliope because of all these artists, and I was looking for a certain sound, dirty but still crispy. Lyle Leet came with me when I went to D&D to continue working on Daily Operation. That's where these transitions started to change. I was working in what we call the A room. D&D had an A room and a B room. Now, the famous B room that everybody knows me for hadn't happened yet. We were working in the A room and did the entire album there. What happened with the switching of the equipment? Eddie Sancho was looking at the way I lay my tracks down, and he tells me, hey man, in order for you to make it easier for yourself, you should use the MPC 60. That's what I use, and let me show you how. Once he showed me how it worked, I was so fascinated by the different ways.
Yeah, he said this story. He said this in another Oh, I forgot. Probably, I think it was Master Pill at first. I think the Master Pill story, he said the same thing about like how he went from that to NBC 60, but he was doing SP 1200 and Panasonic and all that.
That it could really enhance my production style. That I moved on to that. What I did do is I said the last song we're gonna do on the album, I'm gonna use the SP 1200 one more time. And if you notice, on the disc it says SP 1200 right in the corner, because this is the very last time I ever used that equipment ever in my career. But the sound of it is so dirty. I had that drum break in that song for so long. This is even when I was in Texas, and I never ever put a song to it. Started looking for samples that would fit the vibe of it. Hooked it up, loaded it into the good old SP 1200, and as it goes, like this. Man, I've never made a cadence of a drum break like this because I did a double kick every time that I hit it. With hip hop videos, we were into making dope videos just like any other artist. And for us, at the time, Ralph McDaniels, Video Music Box, and Lionel Martin, the Vid Kid, they had a team called Classic Concepts, and they were doing all the dopest videos. They did Cream for Wu-Tang Clan. They did Can It Be All So Simple. They did all the Boys II Men videos where it would be black and white, but you would see the color of blue in their jeans. That was their vibe. Hype Williams comes from their camp in the early stages before he was a director and doing videos, and even Lil X from up in Canada, same thing. But since we always watch Video Music Box all the time, we have to definitely get them to do a video for us, which we did. Shout out to Big Suge, who's one of the original members of Gang Starr. It's crazy because he had just come out of prison, getting them back into the fold of how things were going down with the music business, because things had changed from the time that he was doing music. And I remember when we said we're going to put you in the video so people would know who you are, and eventually you will start doing your music.
Okay,
look
nice.
At the Take Personal video, you see Suge is going to do the part where he ties the string around the guy.
Oh, that's him. Oh, I saw him back then.
Don't move until we tell you. If you look in the video, you see Suge do a little step, and it's like, not yet, not yet.
Oh, wow.
And they didn't edit it out, but it's still there. So shout to Big Suge and shout to that mishap, but it's memorable. Got to get Classic Concepts to do the video. And again, it was so high in demand at that time that it was so important that we had a video with them. And the one thing that actually was dope is as they moved forward and got bigger and bigger, they ended up doing Code of the Streets with us on the next album for Hard to Earn.
Nice.
Now, when it came down to me using this drum machine, the SP 1200, for Take It Personal, I moved into what you call the B room because we always do B-sides that are not on the album. When it came to that B-side, it ended up being a song called The Wick. Now, when we moved to the B room, it was only because the A room was booked and I wanted to get the song done so that we could put it on the B side and turn it in so we could get the single out on vinyl. Wouldn't you know, it turns out to be such a hit that I said, from now on, I'm staying in the B room. That's how the famous B room became famous.
Nice.
So we gotta give a big round of applause to Take It Personal for happening the way it did. Because if it wasn't for that, probably would have never had The Wick. Shout to Greg Nice and Smooth B for joining us on such a big classic record. And recipes to Guru. Gotta salute the floppy disk.
So Premier drops beats for me to
good episode right
say
here.
verses too. And if I sound doper, then take it personal.
Very good, informative episode about this one, man. Especially with my favorite song, how it led to a lot of things, including the next hit single, "The Wick." Though they found it was a B-side, and I think it ended up being like I think got later on added to Hard to Earn as a bonus track, I guess, for anything. But yeah, this is I love these episodes of DJ Premieres. So what's up? So it's like this, very inspirational. I know I haven't on my beats in a while, but I gotta get back on it though. Had a lot going on. Next episode, next episode we're gonna get into some match collaboration of two genres and everything. So anyway, without further ado, if you like my reaction, like, share, subscribe to your channel. It's your boy T-Bird signing off. One love.